Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about the transmission modes. Now, for first knowing that what is transmission? It is nothing but a physical path through which the data is transferred from the sender to the receiver. Now, we are going to see that how this transmission mode happens. Basically, there are three types of transmission covering. But first, going into that, we will know what is transmission mode. The way in which the data is transmitted from one device to another device is called as a transmission mode. Now it is also called as a communication mode, obviously, because this will encourage the communication between any two nodes. As we know by the earlier video, what are nodes? Nodes are nothing but the devices or the hardware components. Now each communication channel, it has a direction associated with it and the medium which provides the direction mode, which means that every communication channel, when you are communicating two devices, this is one device and this is the second device. Now this is the communication path between them, and this path needs a channel so that the data can transfer from one device to another device. So this is also known as one of a communication mode. So transmission mode is also known as communication mode. The next point is that this transmission mode can be considered as the physical layer of the OSI model. Now we are going to see about the transmission modes. There are three types in which data can be transmitted. So first one is the simplex mode. In this, the data is transmitted only in one direction. It means the communication is unidirectional. Only the sender can send the data or the receiver can receive the data, but both can't happen at the same time. So most common example of this can be when we use in the business field, we use emails, right? So whenever we get those emails, we can't, the user or the customer can't reply back to that mails. I mean the no reply mails. Next, another example for this is the radio station. In that, the listener can only listen what is being transmitted in the radio, but they can't respond back to the radio station. Another example of this simplex mode is keyboard and monitor. Through this, you can either by the keyboard you can give the data, give the input to the computer, and to the monitor only you can display or get the output, but both can't happen at the same time. Only one thing can happen at the simplex mode. Now next going to the half-duplex mode. In this half-duplex mode, the two devices can communicate with each other. But here what happens is, if the sender is sending the data, the receiver end has to wait for the sender and then reciprocate it or transmit his data back. But as we know, in simplex mode, only one device can transmit the data, either it can receive or send. So here what happens is, the advantages of this is, as only one thing is happening here, so this device uses its maximum bandwidth. It means that it can send a lot of data at a single time. And disadvantage of this is, as there is no intercommunication between the two devices, the most commonly used communication which is most accurate is when there is intercommunication between two devices. There can be exchange of data in a faster way, but here it can only receive or it can send the data. So because of it, it's a drawback of simplex mode. Now we are going to look on the half-duplex mode. In this half-duplex mode, both the devices can send or receive the data, but the difference that happens here is, only when the sender is sending the data, the receiver end has to wait for receiving the data, and after that the sender has to wait so that the receiver can respond. So this takes a lot of time consumption, and there is intercommunication, but there is a delay in this process. The example of this can be a walkie-talkie, where only one speaker can speak at the time, and the listener should wait for the speaker to end and then respond back. So this is a bit lengthier process. And again, the advantage comes here is, it uses lots of bandwidth because only one activity is taking place at one time. So it uses its maximum bandwidth to send as much data as it can. It can transmit a large amount of data at a single time. Then next is full-duplex method. This is mostly used by us, and it is preferable by us because there is intercommunication between both the devices. Both the devices can transmit the data and receive the data at the same time. And the only disadvantage in this is, the bandwidth becomes lower because both can talk or send the data or receive the data at the same time, because of which we can't transmit a lot of data. And the example of this can be a communication, a video call or a normal call that we speak. Thank you. Now we are going to see the differences table, which will make our understanding easier and can be concluded into one table. So the basis for comparison is direction of communication. So simplex mode is unidirectional, half duplex is bidirectional but it happens one at a time, and full duplex is bidirectional. It can happen at the same time. Next is send or receiving the data. The simplex mode can either send or receive, but it can't do both of them. Next, half duplex, it can send and receive. It can do both the activities, but condition is one at a time. Then full duplex, both it can receive and send the data at the same time. Next example is radio, keyboard and monitor for simplex, because only input has to be given or it has to be received. The output has to be received. Next in half duplex, walkie-talkie, as we have to wait for the response and then the other end should respond for it. Next is full duplex, telephone network. As a call, both the sides we can speak and communicate at the same time. As I earlier told, you can also include the point of bandwidth in this. So that's it for this video, guys. In the next video, we are going to learn about the line configurations or the line connectivity. If you like the content, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.